comrades, this is Shetty here, and as you guys can tell by the title, inside today's video, I'm going to be doing my review of The Invisible Man, so let's get right into it. So some of the reviews of this film are, IMDb gave it a 7.5 out of 10, and Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 91 out of 100. The director of the film is Leigh Whannell. The budget was $9 million, and so far in box office, it's made $122 million. So if I'm going to be honest, the marketing for this movie did not really intrigue me that much. In fact, I thought the trailers didn't look that great, but then the film came out and it was getting a lot of praise. So I recently, around a week ago, I do know I'm a little bit late to this review, but I saw the movie around a week ago. I finally got the opportunity to see it, and I thought it was great. I think the film deserves all the praise it's been getting. In my opinion, The Invisible Man is one of the best horror movies in recent years. This is technically part of the rebooted Dark Universe, but I don't think they're going to focus, Universal is going to focus on making a cinematic universe with these monster characters. I think they're more so going to focus on doing solo movies. That's why we're getting a new Dracula and a new Frankenstein. And I think that approach works so much better. I have a completely separate video out talking about that, so feel free to go check that out after you do watch this review. But for years, they were trying to turn these Universal monsters into action movies. It did somewhat work with the original Mummy trilogy. But, like, who would have thought for these films to be successful, they would have just had to make them into horror movies? That's all the fans wanted, was an actual scary movie with Dracula, with Frankenstein, with The Invisible Man, and that's what they're doing now, and I can't wait for the future of what Universal is going to do with this. Obviously, Leigh Whannell is a famous horror director. He was a perfect fit for this film. I think this is an extremely suspenseful movie. I thought the long, lingering shots, they create suspense in the viewer, and I really like how it doesn't rely on jump scares like a lot of other horror movies that come out now. You know, they actually build suspense. Like the scene whenever the girl, Elisabeth Moss's character, is in the room, and the Invisible Man is just slowly stepping on the blanket, getting closer and closer. I think that's way more suspenseful and scarier than take a Conjuring movie whenever someone just pops up, this weird white woman, and just starts screaming. I thought this was really well done. It was really suspenseful. It's one of the most suspenseful movies I've seen in a while. The cast in this is great. Elisabeth Moss gives a very good performance, and I also do really like how they set up a sequel at the end of this movie. I probably will do a separate spoiler review or some sort of spoiler discussion going over all the spoilers in this film, because there are some stuff to discuss. Now, there actually is an Invisible Woman in development movie, an Invisible Woman movie in development, sorry, but it's completely separate from this movie, so possibly they'll just end up turning that into the Invisible Man sequel with Elisabeth Moss as the main character in it. But yeah, I think the cast in it's great. I do think the kills are pretty decent. There are some pretty shocking kills. There's one in particular that was really surprising and I was not expecting whatsoever, but I thought for the most part, like, the kills were kind of weak. You know, cops just run at the Invisible Man and he just, like, knocks them over and then they're dead. I did feel like the movie towards the end did drag on for a bit too long. I liked how they sort of explained the suit, how they sort of modernized it. That's the whole point of this film. It's supposed to be a modern take on the Invisible Man, so naturally it makes sense to have his suit be the thing that turns him invisible. He puts on a suit and it uses this hologram or whatever, I don't really know, to make himself invisible. I thought that worked, but I did feel like towards the end, whenever he's glitching in and out, whenever the suit's broken, the CGI did not look very great. Now, this does have a $9 million budget, but I honestly felt like they could have tried to do that practically. But guys, overall, I really enjoyed The Invisible Man. I like how it sets up a sequel. I'm very excited to see what Universal is going to do in the future with these Universal monster characters. You know, we have a new Dracula movie, a new Frankenstein movie, and I probably will make a video soon going over all the upcoming Universal monster movies that will be coming out sometime in the next week or so. But guys, I really enjoyed Invisible Man. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend checking it out. Don't let the marketing scare you away from this movie, because it did for me. I didn't think the film looked that great, but then I heard a lot of good things about it. I ended up going to see it, and I loved it. I think this is a great movie. And guys, as of right now, I'm going to give The Invisible Man a 9.7 out of 10. That's the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and turn that post notification bell. And I will see you guys very soon with a brand new video. This is Shy signing off. Peace out.